Alright, game 3, episode 4 of Economics, a free online game about investing and city building. So we are right over here. And we're just heading on our way to work. Now this game's a little bit too realistic as far as work goes because working sucks, but it's not as long and brutal as real work. Well, maybe it is if you're doing farming. But okay, so we are working for this company, and this company. I should say firm. They're called firms in the game. But we have a share in Welm right here. We do not have any share in here. So when we work for these firms and they make money, it's going to help us in the long run. It's better than just doing farm work and working for yourself for the low hourly or the low wage. We do make a low wage when we work here too, but we also catapult our investment. So we're going to hit the work button. And we're at a depot right now, and now we'll be heading to a industry to pick up the goods. And then we head to that traction is where you sell it. And then any house creates revenue from that. Any house within range of the attraction. Generally you don't want to have your industry so close to housing, but it's from the testing phase because it will lower property values. But I think, does it lower revenue too? I'm not sure. It might. I think it lowers revenue as well, if I can remember right. Okay, so we just made some money. We got $3.95 personally, and then the companies or the firms made all this money. Okay, so this is what the housing paid. So now the demand for any house that was involved in that transaction goes down to 0%, and then it slowly climbs up based on these seconds here. I should actually have a percentage sign put in there instead of just seconds. Okay, so now that we've done with this, we're going to head to out to do some farm work. Make a few more dollars because we need almost $90, I believe, to get that next share in Welm Corp. And that's never any fun, earning that money. Unless you have tons of investments, then it's sweet. So you're just getting paid, passive income. Well, I guess we can start at this one because it's nice and close. So I don't think we'll be able to buy a share in this episode. Maybe if we make a dividend payment. So after we do all this farm work, we're going to head back down to the city and we'll do a round of labor there and see if we can make a dividend payment and buy a share. Then future dividend payments after that will be getting 20% of the dividend payment instead of 10%. And that will be nice. Actually, I don't think we're going to be able to this episode. We're only getting 10% of that dividend payment, and I don't think the firm has that much money. I don't even know if they have 50. But we will still do a dividend payment and take what we can get. I'm not really in the right area. We can use this farm. So this game has been done for a while, and we kept adding things. Not as bad as with Merchant Adventure, but and that's the same thing with Micronations as well. So they of course cause delays when you add things, it causes a whole bunch of new bugs, and all that. And I'm working on so many projects, things get delayed, and one thing leads to the next. And, okay, we're at $70 now, over 70. And it just seems like forever until you can get the game completely playable. I mean, this is playable still. You just have to deal with some things. Okay, we're going to make a few more sales here. Now, Merchant Adventure is pretty much, there's very few bugs in it. And any bugs are mostly to do with any kind of features that you don't use that often. Or that are uncommon anyway. And they'll slowly be worked out. Okay, here's another cabin we can go to. So, this place ain't bad either. But the worst one, in the game that's in worst condition, is Tactical Overload. But that game is it's a complete beast. It looks like this. It uses the same graphics as this game. But it is a complete beast. Well, I think this area might be done for now. All the demand is dried up. So we're going to go somewhere else. Then after this sale, we'll head back down because the city should be close to having its demand back by the time we get down there. Alright, found another cabin nearby. Ooh, 2 more. Might as well go to that one, huh? Need all the money we can get. Now it's looking like I will be able to buy a share this turn, or this episode. Money's adding up quick. So generally the ideal situation is, well, maybe the second ideal situation is while you're doing all this work, you have a whole bunch of other investments that other players are contributing to as well. And then you make money a lot faster. The ideal situation is just to have so many investments you don't got to do anything except for invest. That's the best situation. But we need more players before we can get in that situation. Okay. This will be the last one before we head down to the city, and it should definitely be, the demand should definitely be back. Where was it? Not that. Is it further north? Let's see what he's doing. Population 313. No mayor right now. Money supply 12,000. Public cash 10,000. Over 10,000. Wage is 472. I think I've been getting less than that. Let's write that down in the issues. Yeah. Oh no, that's working. So must have went up. Okay. Yeah, let's head down to the city now. Because I think we're going to be able to, even after this, maybe I might not even have to pay a dividend payment. That would be awesome, because then if I get a second share without paying dividend payment, then I can buy that second share and then make the dividend payment, and I'll get 20% of it instead of 10%. That would be ideal. In fact, I'm going to make sure I do that. So if I don't have enough money after this labor, then I will not buy the share until I at least do one more job. Alright, we're back in the city. So one thing you can consider when there are multiple players playing is buying up properties that you think are going to be valuable in the area. Like, you can see these firms bought some lots because they think that they're going to be going up in value, because they think there's going to be growth. And there probably is. Or they have plans to use that area as well. That's another thing to buy it for. Alright, we're going to the depot. So this attraction hasn't been getting any attention now, because I realized I had this one from Welm. Now, when you're driving trucks, you can't go off the road. You gotta stay on it. Oops, I just passed my industry. Stop the industry first, or I'm not gonna make money. And let's just verify that these have their demand back. Yes, they do. And we head in. Make another $4. We have 87. Let's check this out. Stock market. Alright, we can buy it. Let's do it. Okay. Excellent. So the share price just went up, even though we paid this much for it. The share price is actually this. Yeah. So share price going up like crazy, 20%. And now we can go into Corp here. Going to the exchange. And we have 56, so let's make a bond payment, or not a bond payment, shares, dividend. We'll do 50%. Map screen, see how it looks. So we got another $4 from that. Well, more than that. Over 5. But the problem is, we're gonna need to get the next share. We're gonna need $110. But that will let us collect 30% dividend payments. And the public is asking for 30% more than its share value. Every time you buy one, the public demands more if they own the shares, which they do. But the actual share price is $84.85. So let's look at Welm before we end the episode. Let's look at Welm Corp's details. Net worth $230. The book value per share is only 23, so that's way under the actual value on the market value of the share. Got a little bit of debt, not much. Total assets 240, which is mostly properties that they own. These are the properties that they own. Share portfolio, nothing. Oh, bond portfolio. That's messed up. Okay. So that should end this episode, and we'll be back